All right, thank you. Yes, we've added Kerry Fraser and made this a mega panel alongside Aaron Ward, Steve Staios, and Bob McKenzie. On the Torres hit, I don't know if we've ever had one that better illustrates how complicated the interpretation of these rules are and how divided people are about how the NHL should handle them. Kerry, we'll start with you. With the benefit of having looked at it dozens of times as we did, frame by frame, what would have been the proper call in your mind on the play? It was a 2-minute interference call.
Well, James, in my opinion, it was not interference. What we have here is Rule 48, a blindside hit where the principal contact was to the head. As you see on the play, puck shot around, Seabrook's looking back and is hit by Torres with a direct shoulder to the head. Rule 48 applies in my judgment here.
And suspendable offense, thus.
Certainly.
Bob?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. I would look at it as a layman and say, okay, blindside, yeah, he had his head turned, he was in Death Valley there. Principal point of contact to the head, absolutely. The shoulder went directly to the head. And you look at this video frame by frame and you can see, we'll show you very clearly here that the principal point of contact was to the head. Where it gets interesting now, as we have a look, boom, boom, shoulder right to the head. Where it gets interesting is the fact that at the beginning of the year, teams get a DVD, and it explains all the enforcement of the rules. And it's not as clear-cut as maybe we want to make it out. There's some gray area here in terms of certain areas and times on the ice when a player is still responsible to know that a player is coming to deliver that type of hit. This may be one of those cases. So I wouldn't automatically jump to the conclusion it's a clear-cut Rule 48, Torres is going to get that may happen. He may get the book thrown at him. But there's also a chance, in my mind, he could absolutely walk on this because there is a gray area in terms of interpretation of what the rules enforcement video that was sent out at the beginning of the year said about players being responsible in certain times.
I want the players' opinions because Raffi Torres doesn't play the game frame-by-frame replays the way we looked at it.
I think that's exactly it. You know, you see the play. We had a chance to watch it in slow-mo. It happens real fast. I don't think Raffi Torres' intent was to go in and hit Brent Seabrook in the head. There was a little bit of hesitation on Seabrook. The puck was rolling, and I think the collision happened. I don't think it was the intent of Raffi Torres to hit him. But as the rules go in today's game, I think it may be a suspendable offense. But at the same time, there's a little bit of responsibility. I've been hit like that behind the net, and most of the time I'm upset with myself. It's up to the defenseman to have some sort of responsibility to go back there and have your head up when you're making a play as well.
Well, the problem Raffi Torres has is the track record. He has a resume now. He's just coming off a 4-game suspension for another hit, and he's got a long list of hits to the head. Now, we should qualify this by saying a lot of these were legal back in the day that Rule 48 wasn't around. Here's one on Aaron Ward in the Stanley Cup Final in '06.
Yeah, it knocked me out on my feet. But you know what? I respect what this guy does. He plays a valuable role. He fulfills a valuable role for their team. He can take out players, and he's a physical player. That's his niche on the team. Unfortunately, this is a pretty ugly hit. And just like Steve said, this is the position as a defenseman. The way Seabrook gets hit, you do not want to be in. When you are on the blind side, you can't see to the left. What complicates it, the puck is rolling. Had it been a clean wrap around the puck, by the puck around the boards, Seabrook wouldn't be going back to get there. Torres would probably be locating that puck. So it just, so many circumstances just make it a difficult situation to assess.
So do we think he's going to be suspended, and for how long?
That's a really good question. As I said, he's either going to get the book thrown at him on a Rule 48 violation, or the National Hockey League is going to say, based on the DVD we sent out at the beginning of the year, there are times when the player is still responsible for keeping his head up and knowing that he's going to get hit there, and that if not, it's either going to be the book thrown at him or it's going to be a big fat nothing.
James, I have to believe that we have a repeat offender here, and I have to think that that's going to be taken into account on this specific hit and all of the parts to it.
There's a whole other issue as far as the what happened to Brent Seabrook and the fact that he didn't go off the ice afterwards into the quiet room after a long succession of hits to the head on Brent Seabrook. That will be another panel, and so we wait on another NHL decision. And the sidebar, of course, the Vancouver Canucks continue the roll, 1 game away from round 2.